just a placeholder for the moment. I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight, and I'm probably going to start digging through some stuff here. I don't know if I've got any MCI cans handy. Um, hmm, I don't know. I actually don't know. I tend to keep everything like together. I don't have a whole bunch of loose cans. Oh yeah, I probably do actually. They're just not in here. Anyway, let me make a real quick post. Snap a picture. I was going to try streaming with this other iPhone tonight, but I was afraid the internet might cut out, and this one's not connected to my phone data, the actual phone line. I guess my phone bill, whatever. So I need to do that. Okay, that's good enough. Real quick. I do have, and I got them out and ready. I have first strike rations. I have IMPs accessible. I have new MREs, and I have these 2004s accessible right now. And I don't know what happened to that other, what I will assume is an 84. What happened to that thing? Okay. Go to my page. Share. We'll turn on the live chat right there. And what's up, folks? What's up, Phoenix? I this is going to be something I've needed to. I've been off for. I took a week off, but really it ends up being 2 weeks since the last time I streamed because I missed one Saturday, and it's like, dang. Okay, copy link. But I have been looking forward to having some just random ration food today. I've been thinking about it a lot. It's not going to be anything complicated. I'm just going to enjoy this. Okay. Wow. I don't have really any images on this device to use. So we'll go with that. Next. Okay. Post the link. To join in the chat with us. Come hang out. Why is this thing doing that? Okay, post done. Phone off. And let's see. What's up, Joe? Well, thank you, sir. I assume, sir, since your name is Joe. Hard Knocks. Good evening, y'all. Got my girls this week, so surely they'll end up joining us in a bit. That's cool. That is cool. yeah, I hope everybody's having a good evening. The 4th of July just passed the 250th anniversary of the United States, and look, I saw these mixed reviews of, oh, I'm not going to enjoy the 4th of July. Come on. Everybody needs to start embracing this is our country. If you see someone not from our country that are visiting, tell them, hey, welcome to our country. Welcome to my country. I feel like we all kind of miss that point. If you go to another country, that's how you're going to be greeted by the people that live there. You know, take pride in your country. Are there things that we do sometimes that are not so good? Yeah, but we also do some good things. So, it's based on you in that interaction. But yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I've been on here, I guess, technically, and the 4th of July happened. I did watch some videos of what, like, the fireworks show, the largest in the world. Apparently, of course, that's, yeah, he'll claim that, of course. Yeah, heck yeah. um, I must say, though, from the videos that I seen of people on the ground there, it was pretty impressive. It was pretty impressive. I've seen some pretty wild fireworks shows in, like, Asia. Like, I think Japan and China both are big on fireworks, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But I have seen fireworks shows over there online that are very impressive. But that was so much. And they had, like, jets flying over. It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool from what I've seen. I mean, obviously I didn't get to go. The Chinese invented them. They invented gunpowder, right? That's what I thought. Oh, you watched it live? Yeah, I didn't. We watched a local, I don't know if I filmed it on this or not, um, but I watched a local fireworks show on the 4th that was not as good as last year's, in my personal opinion, but it was pretty good. Let me see if I have it. Um, I do not. It's on the phone that I'm streaming with currently, I guess. No, that can't be. Hold on. Oh, no, I have it. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Anyways, they do this thing where they light a bunch of, I'm going to assume, gasoline off. I'll show you what I mean here real quick. I'll fast forward through it. Right? They did it this year at the very end. I liked it better last year where they did it, and then they had this huge grand finale that like kicked off. I liked that a lot better. This year, that's what finished it off, was this, like, firebomb. It's getting ready to happen, I think. It's got to be. There's only like a minute left. There we go. Well, I'm subjecting you guys to way more of this than what I thought I was going to. There it was. Might not look that crazy on film right there, but in person, like, it singed my beard hair, and I had to be, I would say, at least 300 feet away from it, a football field away from it, 100 yards or so. Yeah, I'd say I was that far away. I don't know, it's pretty cool. They started doing that last year, and, like, hardly anybody showed up last year. They weren't supposed to have it. They were having funding issues. Like, it was this whole thing. And then they had a very cool show last year. Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how many people have, like, these fireball things. I don't even know what they call it. To me, it seems like they're igniting a whole bunch of gasoline. I don't know if that's actually what they're doing, but it seems like that probably is what they're doing. And then one of them, like, it was still burning when I left, and I stood around for probably 5 to 7 minutes before I took off. So, yeah, and it was, I don't think there should have been anything flammable other than maybe the containers that they were in. that blew up. So maybe that's what was burning. We have had some. So we've had some world news happen right here where I live. I know I'm off topic of the MREs real quick, but I'll go ahead and give you guys like a real quick things to think about here. So you guys have probably heard about the Siders family and the 16 kids. That's like 40 minutes, 35 minutes down the road from me, probably in Vinton. Uh, uh, Nino Storm Trackers. Yeah, it wasn't as hot today. I did get my grass cut before it got too wet. But yeah, so that's been making international news. The Siders family. It's a very bizarre. It's a very bizarre and awful thing. If you don't know about it, Google it real quick because I would do no justice to breaking it down to you, other than they kept 16 kids in a 12 by 12 room without a bathroom, and apparently she was keeping them alive. And they said oil. She was feeding them oil. I assume that means vegetable oil. I don't know. I don't like. It's very interesting to that part of my brain. Like, how could someone survive like that? What were they doing? And maybe that's all they ever knew. Like, some of the kids were feral, or they said they had feral tendencies. Most of them can't speak. It's awful. It's awful. I can't even really imagine what their entire lives had to be like. Thankfully, they're out of there now. But anyways, that's one thing. Then there was a huge fire at a storage facility in Parkersburg, West Virginia, which is 45 minutes upriver from me, up the Ohio River. And then there's also a local unaliving case that's been making a lot of news. So, yeah. See, that's yeah. If you tried to survive on just oil, first of all, it would be much different for us going from our diets that we know to an oil diet. Maybe that's all they ever knew, and their bodies acclimated to it, I would assume. And they're probably even going to have to continue some of that so that it doesn't completely, mess up their digestion, because it has to be. I don't know. Really, it's very. I don't even know what to say because it's so out of the realm of anything that I've ever thought about before. Unknown. Everything about it is unknown, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of studying and information that comes out of this that should never happen in the first place. But so it's Siders, Siders, the Siders family, um, and it's. I don't know what they've been saying on the news, but it's Vinton, Ohio, is where it's at, which is right out past one of the local hospitals that we have here. It's very near where my little sister lives, actually. And there was a warehouse fire. Yeah, that's what I just mentioned, the Parkersburg warehouse fire, and a whole lot of lithium batteries in there that likely, and also chemicals that they were storing. And there's so much of that around here, probably all over the United States, but I know that it's around here. Like, I know that this stuff is. They've been doing it here for as long as I've been alive, and much. I don't know. Probably, I'm going to say like the 40s is when it really kicked into high gear with all that stuff, with the industrial, like all the industry and everything that was going on in the World War II manufacturing. And that's how we ended up with the Mothman area down there, was because of that and all the contamination that happened down there, which they are now doing some. I can't with the data center thing down there, the largest data center in the world. That's 15 minutes down the road from where I live. That's a nightmare. Anyways, let me find some more food real quick. Let me pull some food. So I started with this. I've been craving chicken and noodles since I had it for the first time in like 10 years. A couple months ago, however long ago that's been. Let me see what else we got here. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 IMPs left of this new type. What in the world is on that? First one I pulled is a pizza pasta. Let's see what else we got. Zoom out. Got a chili. Got a pulled pork. And beef and vegetable stew, beef stew. Got sausage and hash browns, not my favorite if I'm being honest. And Southwestern Chipotle chicken. Then, of course, we got all these 2004s over here. We got jambalaya, beef teriyaki, spaghetti with meatballs, meat sauce, beef enchilada, veggie manicotti, beef roast with vegetables, and I already said jambalaya. So that's what's in the 2004s, which I won't remember. Then I also have some of these as well. We got just the first two I grabbed. Italian style sandwich, and then that one's got chicken chunks, and this one's got tuna and a honey barbecued sandwich. And then we've got, I'll pull one more. First one I grabbed here. This one also has chicken chunks. Is that the same? Nope, it's different. And a honey barbecued chicken. Nope, beef. Honey barbecued beef sandwich. Huh. Okay. Then I also have the 2022s sitting here as well. What menu did I have in there? Chili, I think. Taco. I can't remember which menu I had in there. I don't know. Let's see what I got left in these, because I need to order some more of these in a bad way. They've already gotten more expensive on me, so can't get them for nowhere near the price that I was getting them. Well, I say nowhere near, but yes, somewhat near. So we got beef strips, not my favorite. Is that already been? I thought we already did that one. Chili. We got chicken chunks. We got elbow macaroni and tomato sauce. Is that vegetarian? Yeah, it is. We got beef stew and... Wait, what? No, that's it. That's all we got left. We got 3 in here. We got beef stew, we got chicken chunks, and we got elbow macaroni and tomato sauce, which is a vegetarian, and we got these 2. So I've got 5 of the 2022s left. I have got to get some of these ordered for sure. I don't know what to eat, actually. MREs are pretty boring at the moment. Well, they're not really. It's just I am hungry. When was the last time I had part of a sandwich last night? I don't know what time it was, but the sandwich is starting to get old. I bought it. Ooh, on like, holy cow. The second night my mom was in the hospital, I think. Anyway, that had to be like a week ago. I can't believe I ate that sandwich last night. I didn't think it had been that long. My days have ran together. Here as of recently, yeah, the first strike rations, that's not really food that I'm looking for at the moment, I don't think. Alright. You gotta be kidding me. I even put these out of the way and I still caught them with my foot. Luckily it didn't trip me all the way this time. The straps off of the MRE case just about got me again. First strikes. I'm going to say it's going to be between the chicken and noodles right here. Because, I don't know. The chicken tetrazzini, that could be good. That could be good. I know I don't want this one. Let me put that back. Wish I could get to my paper. My old school IMPs. Well, I guess if I ever do get my hands on some more, it's become increasingly hard to find IMPs, and the price has been, when I have seen them, been wow, very, very high. Chipotle chicken. Surely I've had that before, numerous times. I don't have a memory of what the Chipotle chicken is like. Chili, I freaking love the IMP chili. It's just, this definitely ain't the weather for it, really. I don't think they have beans in their chili. Do we have beans in our chili? I think our MRE chili has beans, I think. Yeah, it's chili with beans, right? So no chili. Pizza pasta I've done so many times it makes, and that, so I'm paring it down here. We're getting there. Yeah, the last time I seen these on eBay after shipping, they were going to be like $40, $45 a piece, which is a lot for a single meal. I mean, that's a lot for a meal, period, in my opinion, but okay. Chicken tetrazzini, chicken with noodles, southwestern chipotle chicken, or beef stew. I know the IMP's not going to let me down. I haven't even been looking at the chat, but what's up, Jason? Hard Knocks votes for the chicken and noodles. Phoenix did too. Wow. You guys want me to eat some chicken and noodles, huh? Spicy tuna rolls. What's up? Hey, what's up, Viper? Viper GTS. Wait, does that say? Oh, GTS MRE now. I don't know if I've seen that pop up as that in the chat before. Different bacon wrapped foods, huh? Well, a lot of people say that you can put bacon on just about anything and make it good. I think there has to be some level of pre-cooking the bacon before you wrap it around things or whatever. Like, you got to do it quick too, while it's still flexible before it gets crunchy and gets that more crunchy texture. So you got to wrap it while it's hot. But if you just cook things with bacon or wrapped around them and stuff, usually I don't like the way they turn out. I used to make, I have made, I should say, taking the little smokies, the little tiny sausages, wrapping those with bacon, and then making a brown sugar glaze and glazing them and baking them. with the bacon, you know, the bacon and the glaze and the sauce. They're pretty good. It's hard to not end up with a mess of like solidified glaze though. So you got it's there's a delicate balance there that you gotta step around. Looking into goat and camel meat and saving for a culinary arts school. Oh, nice. Heck yeah. So goat. Goat should be pretty easy to come by. Camel? I don't know. I don't know about the camel. Like, I don't know how many camels are harvested for their meat. And I don't, you know, obviously it's edible, but I've never heard very many people eating camel meat. I would suggest getting creative with the most easily available, whatever it may be, meats or cheeses or whatever you want to use. That way, you make something new out of something that everybody's got easy access to. But if you're looking at like a super high end restaurant item or a bizarre restaurant item, you could probably go down that road, or just as an experiment. Obviously, you know, you can get creative with it as you're doing. I mean, I'm no culinary arts professor, or I'm no expert at anything. Actually, I don't know why that History Channel claimed that I'm not. I told them when they did that, I was like, look, I'm not an expert at anything, and I don't particularly like that you claim that I am. So I don't know. They just did it without really asking. Not that it would have mattered. They would have done it anyway. So, um, man, I'll be right back. The corner's got me stopped up yet again. Hopefully that'll help. Okay. So I think... I think I'm kind of in the mood for the beef stew. I had a chicken stew out of the last stew that I remember having out of an IMP was chicken stew, and it was amazing. So good. Make a decision here. Let's... The Southwestern Chipotle chicken might be good. Let's see what the dessert. Apples and peaches. Ugh. I'm really leaning towards an IMP tonight. I'm so hungry. Not that this might not do the job, but it also could be weird. So I think I'm going to hold off on the vintage because I'm so hungry. And it may or may not end up being good. Move this over here. And now I just got to decide if I want beef stew or if I want Southwestern Chipotle chicken. Menu 9 and menu 20. The beef stew I could maybe do a comparison of at some point. What year are these? These are 2020s. So these are 6 years old now. Wow. It's crazy to think that it's been 6 years since they changed the packaging. It was 2019 they were still paper, right? I think I have some 2019s that are paper. Pretty sure. Although I could be wrong. The Chipotle chicken's barely Chipotle. I'm not a huge Chipotle flavor fan, so that might be a good thing for me. As long as the chicken is good, that's like my main concern, is if it's a good, decent chicken breast or whatever type shredded chicken, whatever type of chicken it might be. Oh, let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, I'm breathing way better already. All right, I want beef stew. I think. Although the chicken does sound good too. I wonder which one. I wonder which one of them has a bun in it. I'm wanting bread for some reason. Ooh, Latvian goulash. Is that Kaylin? Hey, all right. Well, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Some good goulash is always good. Heck with it. I want beef stew. That's what I want. Okay. Put this stuff back. Whoop. Yeah. There we go. General Lee. And okay, I'm good. All right. Beef stew, it is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what I got on there. It's just a little bit sticky. I don't remember. I just put this on there last week, too. I don't remember getting anything on it like that. But apparently, what did I have last time? What did I have last time? Huh. I had... What the heck did I have last time? I'm drawing a blank. I think it was good. If I remember right. Wow. I am drawing a complete brain fart on what I had last time. U.S. Oh, the U.S. goulash. Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense. I forgot we had went that route. And we have a goulash now. I don't think it matches up to any of the, like, Slavic goulashes myself. But... And I think you need a better... If you're going to have goulash, you need a nice bed of rice. But that's my personal preference. I was trying to remember what I had. All right, it's bothering me. What did I have last time? Because my brain is drawing a complete blank right now. And why? All right, let me just pull it up on here. Let's see what I had last time. Let's see. It was a 2004.
Are you always on the go? Make trades and manage your position.
Okay. Robinhood ad. Oh, cool. Double. Non-skippable ads. Well, the first one was non-skippable. Let me see what I ended up with. I did the cheese tortellini. Oh, yeah. It was right after Barrett Jackson. That's right. I'm looking through the Barrett Jackson book. Okay. That's what it was. Cheese tortellini. And it ended up being really good. Especially all the other items that came with it. Alright, so these got a little dog bone pull tab right there. And you just yank. And it comes right off. And you got like almost a dog bone there. I guess you could call that something else too, but we won't go there. Alright, let's see what is inside this thing. Stick my nose in it. Ooh, that's got a lot of smell. Whoa. A lot. It smells like jelly. It smells like bread. It smells fruity, sweet. Huh. Maybe something broke in here. Alright. Hey, look, I said I wanted a bun. I got one. And I got one. Nice. Oh, and we got an energy bar, a peanut butter one. Maybe that's one. No. I can't smell that. Huh. Wasn't that. And we've got our Superior beverage bag from the Canadians with the nice little gusseted bottom and really heavy duty, nice plastic. These things are, I mean, far superior to the hot beverage bag that the American MRE provides in well, I don't even think they're in most of them anymore, or maybe not at all. Okay, we got some strawberry jam, which you can barely see because the printing's off, but there's like nothing in it, hardly. It's a little solidified on the top right here, but 20 grams is just not enough. Certainly needed. Needs needed. I don't know how to say it. All right, strawberry jam. What else we got in here? Ooh, 2 fruit punches. 289th day of 2019. What's on the peanut butter here? 240th day of 2019. Huh. The 23rd day of 2020. Oh, wait a second. I forgot. Yeah, 23rd day. It's like, hang on a second. Am I reading those right? Yeah, I'm reading those right. And this thing, which is, I mean, it's pretty well rock hard. Made by Meal Kit Supply, as you can see right there. Looks like the next to last day of the year, 364th day of 2020. Wait, no, that wouldn't be right. Maybe this didn't have a proper date code on it. Unless that's an American date code, but that would be a 22, not a 20, because it'd be a 0 for 2020. I don't know. And there's no way that would be, because that would be the end of 2020. Weird. What else we got? Ooh, some fortified creamy peanut butter. The printing's off on this one too. It's printed way too far up. I mean, I guess it technically isn't, because the 20 grams goes to right there. Maybe just the packaging was cut small? I don't know. This also needed a good knead. Okay, so we got a strawberry jam and a peanut butter. And we got us our Nescafe Sweet and Creamy. Yum. Yum, yum. We got a little pouch of Tabasco, of course. Put that right there. Whoop. And we've got our Canadian issued butt ration here, or napkin, or paper towel, whatever you prefer to use it as. I mean, you can split this and rip it, and maybe, I mean, you'd be pushing it to get by with that, I would have to imagine. I hope it's a good one, not a messy one. And these are going to be made by Eddie Match, right? Where's Eddie at? There it is. Eddie Match. Pembroke. Product of the USA. There it is. Pembroke, Ontario. I guess that's the United States side of Ontario. There's 2 Ontarios, right? Next up, we have a peanut mix. Huh. I don't know if I've had that. Is this just peanuts? What is this? Oops. Some slippery packaging. 99th day of 2020. And ingredients are peanuts, fine maple sugar, icing sugar, glucose, maple syrup, high stability canola oil, Arabic gum, salt, soy lectin as an emulsifier, artificial butter flavor. Huh. Okay. And next we've got our Canadian spork. What a tool. What a utensil that thing is. Here's your little add water to make a wet nap with a little Canadian maple leaf on the front of it there. Why is it not focusing? Can't hardly really see it because that, oh, here, it's on the back. Okay, there's the maple leaf. There it is. Okay. Next up, oh, get out of there. Doesn't want to come out. Is the beef and vegetable stew. Nice. 134th day of 2020. That's nice. So it's one of the newer items that we found. And then we have our peaches, sliced peaches, 22nd day, 2020. And last, but probably least, actually, are the Tic Tacs. You got your little Fresh Mint 4-pack of commercial Tic Tacs. There you go. And that's everything out of the bag. Okay. So we got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, 2 fruit punches, our main, a dessert of peaches, and a snack of peanuts. Let me go throw the beef stew into some boiling water, and then I will come back and start dealing with this. Set a timer for 4 minutes. Okay, 4-minute timer going. Let me grab my tray. And hang on, let me get rid of some of this stuff first. We don't need the matches. We don't need that. We don't need that. And I'll move this back here. This stuff can go back in the bag. Oh yeah, this too. I should have put all that stuff in there. I'll do it later. Tray. Hamburger bun. Peaches. Drink. Save one. Peanuts. Spork. Let's just grab one of the. Those are different. This one's much nicer, shinier. All right. Let's zoom slightly. Cup. Let's start with the drink. Got our fruit punch here. Calls for 250 milliliters. So half a bottle of water. Roughly 8 ounces. Ish. Smells good. I'm gonna try a little bit of the powder here. Fruit punch powder. Very tangy. A little pineapple. It's better than most fruit punches. I will give them that. Like, I'm not a huge fruit punch fan usually. That one's not bad. Let's shoot some water to it real quick. Alright, that's roughly half a bottle of water. Should be about right. Right hand. See how it turns out. Well, what did I do with the coffee cup? That's not good. Must still be in the kitchen. Hang on. Uh-oh. Timer's going off and I was just in there. I could have got it. Okay, slide to stop. All right, let me go in there and grab that. Try this. I used Delicious's cup last week because he was, or last time, because he was getting ready to go on a trip. He was in the chat. We wished him safe travels. Can't remember where he was going. It wasn't Germany, I don't think. Maybe it was. I don't know. What the heck? That's weird. It's like an imperfection in the cup that I don't remember ever noticing before. Look at that. Huh. Let me go get that out of there before it's heated up too much. My mouth is watering. I am looking forward to this beef stew tonight. Yow. Alright, put it right there. Get some sweet and creamy going. I think I'm just going to dump this in here for right now. Actually, I used Delicious last time. We'll slide over to Germ's MRE since I got his cup handy here too. Should have just used it to begin with. That is a lot of cream, sugar, and coffee. It has a little bit of a smell, not much. All right, I'll go get water in that here in a minute. That's empty. Some peanut mix. Cut this open. Maybe. There we go. It's like some honey roasted or glazed peanuts there. Hopefully it's not too humid, because then I'm sure I won't eat all those right now. Let's get our little bowl for our peaches here. I would prefer to use that second notch, but I'm going to use the first one just to be safe. They give you two, I guess, for when you eat down more. And typically your mains. It's not really. There we go. Okay, we'll take a partial rip. There we go. That should work. Might even be better. Okay. Well, those don't look bad at all. They might be a little darker than they should be, but, I mean, it is a solid 6 years old. So, right, to 21, 22, 23, to 24, to 25, yep, it's solid. A solid 6 years old pouch of peaches. Hamburger bun. Oops, well, things are ripping like that tonight, I guess. There we go. Got to be determined. And you can see where the desiccant pack was stuck on there, but it was not stuck anymore for some reason. Kind of weird. Usually they are attached, more or less. It's opened up about, I'd say 50% of the way, maybe. Cut stops there and stops there. Maybe, yeah, that's about 50%. Let's stick the knife in there and cut it a little bit more. There we go. And we'll get our energy bar, made by Meal Kit Supply. That's K-Man's buddy that runs Meal Kit Supply. I've never worked with him before, but I've heard good things about the guy. So very peanutty. I think these used to be called MRE bars. If I'm not mistaken, the packaging looked about the same, I think. I mean, for a peanut bar, that's pretty dark. Are they supposed to be that dark? I don't know. I don't remember. Seems like the last peanut bar like this I had, it was a lot lighter colored than that. But I could be wrong. It's been I don't know how long. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I had one, I'm sure. Let me give it a proper roll knead here. This fortified creamy peanut butter. What's it say on our ingredients list there? Roasted peanuts, sugar is the second ingredient, and then hydrogenated rapeseed and cottonseed and or soybean oils, salt, ascorbic acid, vitamin A, palmitate. I don't know what that is. Vitamin A palmitate. I'll have to look that up. Contains peanuts and soy. For anybody with your peanut or soy allergies, what would you be doing eating peanut butter in the first place? But hey, I guess, I don't know. Ain't got nothing nice to say about that. And give our strawberry jam a real quick knead over. And I will say this too. The strawberry jam that comes from the Canadians tastes considerably better than the American counterpart. I don't know why that is. They might even be packaged by the same people. I don't know why. But it's noticeable. It's definitely noticeable. Alright, time for the beef stew. Okay, scalding hot. Whew. Yeah. Alright, good rip. No splashback or anything. Usually I always get splashback. Ooh, look at that. Look at the steam coming off of that. Can you see it? I don't know if you can. Hold still. I don't know. I'm not seeing it myself now. Smells like beef, pepper. I can smell potatoes. It's very, very runny because I've got it so hot. I mean, it's actually the perfect thickness. But that's a personal preference type of thing. I don't know if I would enjoy this room temperature or not. But you can eat it that way. They are ready to eat if need be. There's some little shreds of beef stuck to the sides in there. I want all that to come out there. Come on now. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, we'll give it a quick squeeze, like a empty toothpaste. Let's see what we get to come out of it. Yep, that right there. A little more of the stew itself. Okay. I am hungry. I guess I can put that right there. I got it emptied out pretty good. Okay. It's time to dig in. And I'm looking forward. Oh, almost forgot. Let me go make my coffee real quick. It'll just start cooling off. Usually I do it before, but here, I'll go get some water. Put it in. knocked over the step ladder. All right. I have not stirred it yet, but it looks good to me. My spork out of there. Quick. There's a lot of powder on the bottom of that still, even though this water is very, very hot. How did I do that? All right. Give this a stir real quick because I didn't before. Clean it off. Real good. So as to not contaminate my beef stew. Look at the oil sheen on top of that. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see. Get that lighting just right. It's just got a nice sheen of oil, and I'm not. You can kind of see it through there. I can definitely see it. So it's definitely got some fats going on in there, some oils. Look at that beef. Let's try the piece open here. Pressed and formed into these chunks. But look at that. That's what you want to see. Look at that. The nice natural grain of the meat. Oh. Making my mouth water. Seriously. All right, I'm going for that first. I want to just try the beef itself. Try a bite of that on its own. Actually, no, you know what? Let's just go for it. Big bite of beef. Carrots. Peas. Potatoes. And I think that's about it, really. I think I got everything in there. Make sure I get a potato. There we go. That's a proper bite. All right, here we go. Canadian 2026-year-old beef stew down the hatch. Mm. Mm. The beef is very chewy. First thing I notice. Most people would complain about it being dry. I don't mind that. I like the texture of the meat. When the meat's a little on the drier side like this, I feel like I get more flavor. Maybe because I chew on it longer. I don't know if that's really why, but maybe it's in my head. The beef itself, though, quality-wise, is very tasty. It's not fatty. It's very lean meat. The potatoes, I didn't even notice. They kind of, I don't know how the texture on the potatoes are, because it seemed to kind of dissolve. Let's see. Try a little potato and see what the texture of the potatoes are like. Not overcooked. Very nice texture. The stew itself is very hearty. Very, very savory. If I was to make a beef stew at home, this is what I would want it to taste like. I might do a couple things differently, because this is a little more viscous than I'd prefer. As you can see, it's quite thick. I mean, I don't mind it. Just if I'm going to cook it for myself, I probably wouldn't cook it to be this thick. It's rendered down quite a bit to get this thickness. And they might put some sort of emulsifiers, a thickening agent in it. I don't know. I have to look. But I can taste the
onion. Of course, the beef is the main flavor. It's very salty. So the very last ingredient in this is garlic powder. I'm not sure I pick up on any garlic in this, but it's in there. It's in the ingredients list, so it's quite tasty. It's really hot. I mean, it's just a classic dish. I wonder how long beef stew has been around. Not in military, just period. In history. Seems like one of those things that's probably been being made ever since these ingredients were available with each other. I do want a little bit of bread to go along with it, so I'm going to rip a piece off here. Nothing crazy, but I do want a bite of bread with it because I feel like this beef stew will go really good with some bread. It'd go really good with some US MRE crackers too. Definitely makes it taste more on the sandwich side of things. The bread has got a slightly sweet flavor. And then, of course, the yeasty bread. Those are good buns, though. They're not bad. Hang on. I think I got leftover crackers in here. Let's see. I'm sure that these crackers are going to go well with this. As long as they didn't get stale. Maybe putting them in a bag. All right. Let's get a bite of beef stew with some US MRE cracker. They're a little bit stale, which I think those are from 2004 anyway. The flavor of the malted barley in the cracker kind of takes over. Not bad though. I like the added texture contrast. It's just the flavor of the crackers is so pronounced that it does overpower most of the beef stew flavor itself. All right, I got a Tabasco open here. Let's well, I thought I did. Is that not open? It's not open. I'll be daggone. Is this one open? Nope. That ain't open. Nope. What the heck? Nope. Alright, this one's open. And I added some new in with that old that had like dried up. And it got real dark in there. So it'll be nice and hot, I'm sure. Get a good bite on here. Ooh. Alright. Hot Tabasco. Mmm. That Tabasco is extremely strong and hot. But the flavor is so much more powerful than it usually is. That's 2 to 3 times hotter than normal Tabasco. Certainly took over the entire flavor of this dish, and I like the flavor of this. Tabasco to me is something that I use when I've got a dish that I don't like as well, or like hash browns. I don't mind it on the hash browns because I like Tabasco on breakfast foods like that. Tabasco to me has always been more of a breakfast type additive than something to add to dinner. Am I the only one, or does anybody else think like that? I mean, I guess I could be wrong for sure. And it's just the way I've always used Tabasco. It's usually been with breakfast stuff. That Tabasco bite set my mouth on fire. So now that just the heat of the food itself is hot, like adding to this burning of my mouth. I can't handle spicy stuff anymore. It sucks. Because I used to love to experiment with it. It used to be really fun. Alright, one more bite, and I'm going to save a little bit for later. And one more. Who ate all readiness reviews at a wet nap? Well, they got to stop making them things look so much like candy. This thing is overly thick. I don't know why I went for that, but I'll wash down the beef stew real quick with some fruit punch. Kind of cleanse the palate a little bit. Slightly salty. I'm picking up on some, well, it's got to have a little bit of salt in it for a hydration, I suppose. I don't know. What do I do with the wrap? Is it in my pocket? It is. Dextrose. That's French. I ripped the English off. Oh, crap. Do I still have that? Maybe. I do. Sugar, dextrose, citric acid, salt. Huh. Pretty high up there on the ingredients list, huh? Or I taste it for sure. I wouldn't say it's like overly, I mean, it's not overly salty or anything. It's just, you can tell it's hydrating. And the fruit punch of it, it kind of has like a berry and cherry type of mixture flavor, maybe with a little pineapple. It's good. It's better than most of the stuff that we get over here, that's for sure. Let's do some peanut butter, and I don't know why I didn't just open that up to begin with. It's weird looking, ain't it? Huh. I don't know why it looks like that. Wait, who disappeared? Chipotle Tabasco's Dynamite? Is that the green? No, is that Verde Tabasco? I'm not sure if that's... So who disappeared? 10 types of Tabasco on U.S. shelves. Huh. I don't know how many I've tried. I've tried a few. I don't think I paid much attention to what I was eating when I was eating it, though. Peanut butter. The Canadian version. Sugar's third ingredient. I mean, their peanut butter is better than ours. I wouldn't call this sweet at all. I mean, you don't really pick up on the sugar too much. I think it does balance out the peanut butter or something. It's very smooth, creamy, peanut buttery. It's just good peanut butter. And if you haven't had peanut butter, it's hard to describe to you what peanut butter tastes like. It tastes like if you just chewed up peanuts for a long time. It's kind of like that. Strawberry jam. Let's see if my earlier assessment is holding true. I mean, that even looks different than the strawberry jam that we get. I don't know. Can't remember if it's packaged by the same people or not, but certainly a different formula. Sugar, strawberries, strawberry puree, concentrate. So strawberry puree concentrate, pectin, citric acid, and water. So sugar is number 1 ingredient. Strawberries number 2 ingredient, which are strawberry puree concentrate, pectin, citric acid, and water. All right, strawberry jam. Which ours isn't jelly. It's only grape and no, blackberry's jam, right? That reminds me so much of the strawberry preserves that I used to eat at my grandma Mitchell's house when I was a kid. She would always have strawberry preserves, and I would eat. I don't even know what I ate it on. If I ate it as a sandwich or crackers, I don't know. I can't remember what I ate it on. But this is such a good, like, they've got it mixed up just right. They've got the ingredients down to a science of the balance. The sugar and the strawberries mainly. It's just nice and natural. Sweet. Just a wonderful strawberry flavor. They used good strawberries, clearly. That's why it tastes so good. Let's do some peanut butter. Aw. And some jam. Can't believe I did that. All right. Peanut butter and strawberry jam. The flavor of the strawberry gets lost in there. The peanut butter overpowers it, and so does the bread, kind of. Especially when mixed together. But it is really nice. That is really good. Hitting the spot. Something as simple and easy and cheap as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on a bun is just... I mean, like I said, it's super simple and cheap, but it can be so good. I was hungry too, so maybe that's why. It's so good. Hitting the spot, though. I think I can wash that down with some of the sweet and creamy coffee. Unsalted peanut butter. I don't think it does have salt in it. I don't think it's listed on there. Was it? Oh, yeah, it is. Roasted peanuts, sugar, hydrogenated rapeseed, cottonseed, and or soybean oils, then salt, and then ascorbic acid, vitamin A, palmitate. Contains peanuts and soy. For the warning is, yeah. Sweet and creamy coffee. Really hot. Chases that peanut butter and jelly nice. I don't know why, that just kind of feels like breakfast to me. They've got a really nice balance for my palate of the cream, sugar, and coffee. I just wish there was a little, just a slight bit more of the coffee flavor in there. I'm not complaining, though. I guess technically I was, but it's really good. I like the sweet and creamy Nescafe. Always been a fan of it. But I'm one of the type of people that like it. Like that, my coffee like that. Some people don't. Some people don't like their coffee like that. Alright, let's get these peaches that are almost too much for the bowl. Get one big one out of there so we can make a little bit of room. A little bit of the liquid. Here we go. Wow, those are way too soft. They've got virtually no texture to them. Not a huge fan of the, I guess, breakdown of the peaches because they are so soft that they just disappear and dissolve. Very thick compared to a First Strike ration, like a First Strike bar. These are heavy, dense, thick, And like I said, they are very hard. Does smell like peanut butter, and what else am I smelling? I don't know. It just smells shelf stable. Really. Maybe a little cocoa in there. Something. Give it a try. The energy bar. Oh, super chat up there. I won't let me click on it. Hey, what's up, Dan? Assault the peanut butter. Yeah, you got to assault the peanut butter. I mean, you do need a little salt in the peanut butter. Thank you for the super chat, Dan. I much appreciate you, man. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. Nobody's got to do that. I mean, this thing, I feel like they went wrong somewhere with this, and I haven't even bitten into it yet, but it's like, it's so... The commercial packaging's not helping it. They need to put this inside of a standard type packaging, like put it inside of that or something. Maybe to preserve. Maybe it was like this when it was brand new, but I doubt it was this hard. And just, I mean, it's dense. It had to be that dense, but I don't know. Let's see. It's stale. The rice balls are stale. It does have a weird flavor. It's kind of like tangy, but also it has that kind of twist of preservative flavor that makes it taste shelf stable. I'm picking up on salt. Yee. Look at the size of that ingredients list. Good grief. And it's a little teeny tiny too. Let me read it. So first ingredient is crisp rice. Lots of stuff in parentheses. And then corn syrup, date paste. That's what I'm tasting. That's that filler. Whey protein concentrate, palm oil, peanut butter is way down on the list to be a peanut butter bar. Maltodextrin, dextrose, dark roast peanut flour, vegetable glycerin, peanut extract, sunflower, riboflavin, vanilla extract powder, vitamin blend, D-alpha tocopherol. Yep, tocopherol. TOCOPHERYL. Acetate. D-alpha tocopherol acetate. Folic acid. Niacinamide. Cyanobaumin. Peroxide, ascorbic acid, zinc oxide, and maltodextrin. That's all the fortification in the vitamin blend. And then we have I don't know what that word is. Ascorbyl. And then palmitate. Mixed. That word again, tocopherols. Soybean oil, contains milk, peanut, and I mean, there's... Okay, so my assessment of there being a lot of preservative flavor in this was, I think, correct. Also, the vitamin enrichment, I'm going to assume, is affecting the flavor as well. I don't know. Take a bite and get a little hot coffee and see if it softens it up. It's crazy how much sweeter the coffee is than that. Taco Forellis. I don't know how you say it. It's what you get a half hour after eating Taco Bell. Yeah. I'll bet we could come up with some pretty fun and descriptive terms for after Taco Bell. Reminds me of that South Park episode. I can't remember what it was called, but they were spraying their underwear after eating. Hartman was big on it. Chipotle. Was it called Chipotle Away or something like that? I don't know. The first strike bars they taste much better. This is probably better for you in certain ways. I feel like the long-term shelf stability of this isn't going to match up to a first strike bar, and that doesn't make sense because this has way more preservatives listed anyway than the first strike bar, I think. Do I have one handy? No, but I know where one's at. I don't know. I haven't assessed these very much like I am this time before. 270 calories in that thing. This seems like a very calorie-dense meal. I'll bet you there was 1,500 calories or better in this, if I was to guess. Huh. Peanut butter didn't tell you. Where's the nutrition facts for this stuff? The peanut butter, the jelly. Is it on it? No. Huh. Weird. Why have I not noticed that before? Oh, man. These things got all weird and sticky. I knew better than to dump them out like that. Immediately pick up on the maple. Those are really good. But I gotta put them back in here. They might already be ruined. Holy. They are so sticky. Like some of them aren't. I don't think the shell busted off of those. I think they were just not going to be covered in anything. Let me try one. Just see. Yeah. No, it's just a raw, unsalted peanut. It's not raw. It's roasted. But it's unsalted. Candy coating on them is really nice and crunchy. Pick up on a little bit of salt in there. You got to be careful. You get one of the pieces of the candy that wasn't on a peanut, like it never was, and it was just turned into a ball, or ended up as a ball of the hard candy. That stuff ain't no joke. Very Canadian because of the maple flavor, the maple syrup flavor added to it. I like that. seems very Canadian. I don't know why, but I want another bite of this silly thing. I kind of like the date paste that is clearly what is holding this together, is like the binder here, I think, or it seems pretty clear to me that that's what that stuff is the date paste right in there. I mean, I could be wrong about that, but I don't think that I am. Kind of a, I don't know, it's not something I encounter in my food down here in America anyway. The age-old discussion whether they like salty nuts or not. I like salt. Such a weird flavor with that thing. Hard to describe. Sweet, sour. Certainly do pick up on that weird fruitiness, which is the date flavor. Which isn't that is, are dates and prunes the same? Are dates and prunes the same thing? Just one's drier than the other? I don't know. Still have one. Yep. One cigarette left from Australia. These are from Australia, right? Yep. Yep, I'll hold on to that. I need to get into some real vintage smokes. Dang it! Oh, I'm sure they're gone. It would do me good to check, though. I found 2 accessory cans on eBay, messaged the person, and then I had a bunch of stuff happen, and I totally forgot about it until just now. They had 2 accessory cans. Oh, I would have bought both of them. Dang it. Yeah. I don't know. My hopes are not high that they will that any of them are still available. I don't know if I want to go. We'll go vintage and then we'll go new here in a minute. I'm going to go with I'm just about out of these ones. Oh wow, I've only got 2. Let's open a new pack. Let's open a new pack of. I think I got a pack of lights and a pack of full flavors here. I do. Let's do the lights. Let's see how I think these are like 92s, 89s, something like that. Can't remember. Let me pack these bad boys.
brand new. Not brand new. I mean, that's exactly what cam will still look like, I believe. I don't think they say lights anymore. But, oh, smooth taste, low tar. Yeah, they're probably not going to say that anymore either, because they're not allowed to make any claims like that. Yeah, actually, I'm sure I have. I'm always hearing new stuff. I don't know how you guys keep up with this stuff, but I know that they turned the Hadron Collider off a couple days after my birthday, or before. When did CERN turn off the Hadron Collider? Come on now. I guess I'll have to Google it. It just happened, okay? Reason I bring that up, I don't have Google. Let me go to Siri. Let's open this page in YouTube. What are we doing here? Why is YouTube open? What is happening? Okay. Here we go. June 29th, 2026, to begin a major 4-year upgrade project known as Long Shutdown 3. Okay, so here's the thing that I've seen. A few things already. Not a ton, but I have seen a couple. One, Chick-fil-A. Have you seen it? I need to send you the Fleetwood Cigs out of the K rations open. Oh man, you don't have to do that. If you ever do want to send me something like that, I would highly recommend you keep the original packaging. I would gladly take the inserts if they're just going to sit around and go bad or whatever. But as far as like the display and the packaging itself is worth something. But yeah, man, like anything loose like that that you don't want or nobody else wants, I'll be your garbage disposal. So a little bit of loose tobacco come out of there. Nothing too crazy for being I believe these are 89s. I believe. So 89, 99, 2009, 2019's 30 years plus 7. 37-ish, 38, 37, 37, 38, one of the other. Anyway, here we go. Opening a soft pack. I believe that the soft packs maintain the cigarettes in better condition than the boxes. And I especially think that if you're trying to smoke more fresh cigarettes, I think the cardboard and stuff of the box dries them out quicker, or at least that's been my experience. Yeah. This pack of cigarettes made it 37 or 38 years. 37, 38 years without getting opened. It's not like these were in an accessory packet or anything crazy. I think it's extraordinary to find smokes like this that, like, why have they been sitting around for the past 30 some years? I've had these for probably I've probably had these
maybe 7 or 8 years myself. So they sat around for 30 years before I got them, which is a very long time. All right. There we go. They smell good. They smell fresh, weirdly enough. I thought they would have some of that vintage tobacco. They do. Vintage Camel especially. It's pretty strong. Although when you smell it like this, it smells fresh. I don't know if it's just because it's filters up and I'm smelling the filter more than anything else. All right, there's the one I'm going to partake. Here's the one I'm going to flip, because that's my lucky smoke. And flip that down. Nope, flip this down. Yep, that was right. That down, and this over like that. And that over like that. And if you do it right, you still have a very nice displayable. I could do that a little better right there. But a really nice displayable pack, even after it'll be empty. Now, I'm not going to take this all the way off, but I do want to open up okay, so this coupon expires in 1991. And I'm pretty sure that the Camel Bucks were good for a long time. So these could be older than I even think they are. Oh, that sucks. The cellophane didn't go back on right. There we go. All right. Huh. What did I do? Drop my matches last time? Alright, let's see. A light. 37-year-old light. At least 36. Very strong flavor. Not strong on the draw, but very strong flavor. Filled my mouth with that slightly soured urea flavor that Camels, in my opinion, are notorious for. Or infamous, if you ask me. But that's just my personal opinion about it. Wow. That's very strong flavor. They're not, like, again, they're I would not call this a light anymore. Obviously because of some of the dryness, I would assume. But holy wow, is that packing a punch on the flavor side. This has got to be one of the most flavorful smokes that I've had in a minute. I can't even thinking back, like, what would compare to this. Why are these so potent? It's weird. Maybe because they've been sealed. I don't know. I've opened plenty of sealed packs. These are just the era. This era of Camel also, I have noticed, has that stronger flavoring that I'm talking about. But I've had full flavors that ain't got the punch of these. Not even close, actually. I would say this is 3 to 4 times the amount of flavor, because it's so, I can taste it so thick.
Kind of hard to hit too, honestly. It's making me want to cough. Ah. Huh. I don't blame you, Phoenix. I don't blame you. I still dream about it. I still have, not very often anymore, but it still happens. Three weeks, an ounce and 4 grams is 32, 3 weeks, so about 10 a week, 10 grams a week. I don't know about the dab thing. Is that oil or something? I don't know what it is. Never done it. That wasn't a thing back in my day. I mean, there were similar things, I think, but I don't know. I guess maybe it did exist. Tourette's and gout, huh? So it helps all that. I could see it being helpful to like a esophageal or maybe what, larynx and your vocal. I could see that relaxing. The gout, though, I don't know about the gout. I really don't know that much about the gout. I know that they were giving our dog gout medication for humans, and I think that ultimately that's what hurt her tremendously. I don't think she could have developed Shar-Pei fever like they said she did. Anyways, I'm not going to get off on that. You asked about the conspiracies. I don't know really how much of a conspiracy I would call it. It's just like the Chick-fil-A sign and stuff and cups, and it's changed. Now it has a K in it. I saw Fruit of the Loom with the cornucopia on some of their actual online products, like advertisements, or maybe on some products. I can't remember what that video had in it. It's been a couple weeks ish, a week ago maybe, but my last couple weeks has been kind of a blur. I can't say that I've ever had a smoke be so flavorful and smooth, but it's got this, it's like I don't know, it makes me, it's really smooth, but at the same time it kind of makes me want to cough, but not because it's harsh. It's weird. It's because of the flavor. Huh. This is a new experience for me. I will say that. Not normal. Yeah, those things are not normal. That's one I wish others that would, would be willing to taste and try could try, because that one's a very odd one. Which I'll have those. I don't know how long they'll stay that way now that I've opened them. Probably a while, though. Probably 6 months or so, I would say. And now that I opened that pack, it'll probably last me, because I have so many packs that I sample out of, that'll probably, I don't know, last me a couple years probably, if I was to guess. Because, I mean, I've been smoking on that box of full flavors for probably that long. But I also have a box of wides in there that, which they still have, I think they both have what I would consider to be plenty still left in them. Really? I did not know that. So gout is the crystallization of your joints, huh? I thought it was just your toes. I thought that was like a toe thing. Huh. I'll be. So it can happen anywhere in your body where there's a joint. Your neck, elbows, wrist, fingers, Yeah, I did not know that. Let's pull out the old search here. What is gout? Common painful form of inflammatory arthritis caused by excess uric acid in the blood. When uric acid levels are too high, sharp needle-like crystals build up in the joints, triggering sudden severe episodes of intense pain, swelling, redness, and warmth. Obviously, the inflammation. I'll be daggone. I don't know why I always thought that was something to do with your feet. Gout can usually be managed through a combination of lifestyle changes such as avoiding high purine foods. What's purine? Avoiding high purine foods. Purine, purine foods. And drinking plenty of water. And prescribed medications. Medications typically fall into two categories: those that quickly treat the pain and inflammation during an attack, like NSAIDs or colchicine. That's what she was on, colchicine. And those that are taken regularly to lower uric acid levels and dissolve the crystals. If you suspect you have gout, it is important to seek an evaluation from a healthcare provider. And they show a foot. Oh, stop it. See? So it must be something that typically shows up on the feet first. See? Big old. See, I thought those were called bunions. When you had the big, like, growth on the side of your, like, the bottom of the side of your foot. Every one of these pictures are showing people messing with their feet. I want to know what. Let me look this up because I want to know what. What did it say? What kind of food? Risk factors, treatment. Lysa. Purine. Okay. P-U-R. Was it E-I-N-E? What is purine foods? Yeah, here we go. Purines are natural chemical compounds found in your body and in many foods. When your body breaks down purines, it creates a waste product called uric acid. Eating excessive high purine foods can lead to a buildup of uric acid, which causes painful conditions like gout and kidney stones. High purine foods to limit or avoid. If you suffer from gout, you should restrict or entirely avoid the following categories of foods, which are known to spike uric acid levels. Organ meats, red and game meats, certain seafood, alcohol, sweetened products, and yeast extracts, such as Marmite, Vegemite, and brewer's yeast. Sweetened products are foods and drinks high in fructose corn syrup, such as regular sodas and packaged sweets. Alcohol, okay, we get that one. Certain seafoods, anchovies, sardines, mackerel, herring, scallops, and shellfish. Red and game meats, beef, pork, lamb, and venison. Organ meats, liver, kidney, and sweetbreads. What are sweetbreads? Is that brain? What are sweetbreads? Culinary term for the thymus and pancreas glands of young animals like calves and lambs. Huh. Despite the name, they are not sweet, nor are they bread. They are prized by chefs for their ultra tender texture and rich, mild, and buttery flavor. I'm good. I'm good with eating a pancreas and a whatever else that said. What else did it say? Pancreas and what? Thymus. Huh. Well, I just learned something. Cool. So I also seen something. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Because, look, I knew this, but I don't think I knew to this extreme. Well, I guess, wait, okay. Okay, so maybe it is up here. Hang on. Oh, that video didn't send to Dan. I sent Dan a video. Let's see. Nope. Where's my mom? There she is. I sent her this. No, maybe I didn't. I sent it to my sister. There we go.
Piece of bread, doesn't matter. Kool-Aid, Dr. Pepper. Did you know that sugar, when you eat it, a donut, Pop-Tart, piece of bread, doesn't matter. Kool-Aid, Dr. Pepper. Did you know that when you swallow sugar, they have known for 70 years that it goes inside your bone marrow and it suppresses within 45 minutes your body's ability to produce white blood cells that fight infections like bacteria, yeast, viruses, funguses, and parasites? Did you know that it literally shuts off your immune system and makes you more susceptible to all viruses, all infections? And did you know that they compared sugar to prednisone? Prednisone is a steroid, and do you know that its job is to suppress your immune system? In fact, it's called an immune system suppressant. Did you know that sugar suppresses your immune system more than prednisone does? Did you know that sugar, when you...
So I knew that sugar was a problem when it comes to infection. That it feeds it. It feeds the infection. At least that's how I understood it. It sounds more like sugar shuts down your entire immune system, lets the infection run rampant. You stop producing white blood cells and are extremely susceptible to the infection or the inflammation, which is kind of similar. I did not know all that, though. That was a very useful YouTube short that I came across that could be very helpful. I will say this, though. Cutting sugar and things that turn into sugar in your body completely out of your diet. I know one person that has actually done it, and they did it for 6 weeks to eradicate their body fully of a staph infection. Because once you get a staph infection, they tell you that you'll have it for life. It'll be inside your body, dormant or whatever. They tell you that's basically how it is. That's not true. You can get rid of it, but you have to cut sugar completely out of your diet, boost your white blood cells, and apparently not feed it. So I'm just trying to think of like a scenario, like what kind of lifestyle change would I have to make to not intake anything into my body that turns into sugar or is sugar itself, has sugar in it. Talk about hard. Something extremely hard to do in America. Hard to do in most places, I would say. I mean, that means no fruit. I'm assuming like no corn or peas. I don't even know like what your diet would look like. And why they only ever used salt in the old times. So, I mean, that certainly opened my eyes to a definite cause for some of the problems that I have and have had, and some of the problems my mom and everybody around me, actually. And most Americans, we're all full of parasites, and we can't get rid of them. Wonder why? Our immune systems are so suppressed by the crap that they're shoving in our faces and in our grocery stores and that's available to us, that we have got to, we need to make some major changes to our system and lifestyles. Both. It's going to be extremely hard because we have been so conditioned to being the way that we are. But I mean, it could be done, and it would vastly improve everyone's quality of life. You would have so much less health issues for everyone if we could go down this road of virtually cutting it out, period. I feel like it's one of those things. Christmas time, you should be able to indulge, maybe. Your birthday, special occasions. But not daily. Like, I think daily, that's a large part of our problem, it seems. As I drink a sugary drink, I'm sure. So you can have the fake sweeteners, though. I did read that. So like your saccharins and what is there? There's 3 different kinds of. I got all of them right here somewhere. What did I do with them? Huh. Here we go. So you got, that's saccharin. It's pink. These little eco sticks. You've got aspartame, the blue, and then you have maybe there's only 2, because that's sugar. I thought there was 3. That's a blue. Huh. Well, anyway, you got 2 alternatives that you could use to help get yourself down and off of some sugar, anyway, and still not feel like you're, I don't know, completely going without. I think I should, myself, I need to focus on this and see what I can't do to try to cut it out. I would love to be able to do a solid cleanse of 4 to 6 weeks. I think that could make a huge difference. And then after that, cut way back. Do a big parasite cleanse and all that stuff. All the stuff that we probably all should be doing. The whole parasite cleanse thing. They have certainly not taught us that, and then they acted like it was some crazy thing to be doing back when, a few years ago. You guys know what time period I'm talking about. So has there been any food news to speak of? It seems like I saw something yesterday. Anything crazy going on? I mean, I started off earlier by talking about the ciders case that is right down the road from me, which there are going to be, like I was saying, it does intrigue, but at the same time, I know it's horrible. But I do wonder, I guess the inquisitive side of my brain wonders how,
like, what would even make you think of giving children oil to for them to survive? I guess because it's fatty, lots of calories. I don't know. It seems like they took 4 of the children, 3 of them in critical condition. I've seen the claim made that had the officers not went in there the day that they did, had it been a day later, that some of those kids wouldn't have made it. Olestra came out in the 90s and everyone... Olestra? Olestra. Not right off the top of my head, I don't. Is that one of the sweeteners? Was it a sweetener? Olestra. I want to look that up now. Olestra. 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 In the 90s. During the 1990s, Procter & Gamble introduced Olestra, marked as Olean, a synthetic fat substitute used in guilt-free snacks like Lay's, Wow chips, and Pringles. Because I do remember that. I remember the Lay's potato chips and people getting the, yeah. And well, now we got some, so like, there was 3 cases. I just seen this yesterday. I believe it was yesterday, of that parasite that's going around right now. I can't remember what it's called. I don't even think they're calling it a parasite, but that's what it is. It's giving people the crazy, screaming, runny go around, without being too graphic, But there's 3 cases in Jackson, Ohio, that's not far from me either. All kinds of crazy stuff happening. You had the Parkersburg fire. There's an unaliving of a young man across the river that has been making headlines nationally. They arrested his entire family, or her entire family. Sorry, they arrested her entire family. Her mom and her dad, not her entire family. Her mom and her dad, which is everybody that lives in that house, I believe. And I've also heard claims that the mom, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say things that I'm just repeating things that I heard or that I've read online on Facebook, because it is all over the Facebook feeds around here, because it's local. All of this is local. The Siders family, the cases of the outbreak of this stuff that's happening, there was 3 of them in Ohio, and again, that was from here. How long would it take me to get to Jackson, Ohio? An hour. So an hour, and that's where Amber's dad lives. That's where her grandma lived, had property and a farm. She passed away years ago now. I don't know. There's just a lot going on around here on top of the data center crap. And I also found out that they're building it's supposedly in the works that they're building a nuke plant directly across the river from me. Yeah. All this deregulation, back whenever Trump started talking about that, and like the things that he was deregulating made sense. The things he's deregulated since don't make sense. Deregulating AI, letting it have free reign and just completely wide open for 5 years. These data centers, we've got 5,400 of them. We have more in the United States than there is in the rest of the entire world, by a lot. By a lot. If
I don't understand this rush and this. Oh, yeah. I don't think it was Peter Thiel, but it might have been Peter Thiel. Who's the OpenAI guy? Who's the OpenAI guy? It's dang it. Anyways, I have a video somewhere that I saved. This would have been about. This could have been a week ago or so, but he came out and made an announcement, a warning, that at that moment, AI had reached a point where it number one, became definitively smarter than humans. Number two, it did no longer need humans. It was updating itself. What that means, I don't really know, because without human input, what's it updating itself for? And two, without all of our current input, our history, our, everything that we're feeding into this horrible machine. On top of that, Google, there was a bill passed where they can literally, what was the term that they used? It's not store, but that's what they're doing. Bank. They can literally bank the data of anything that you say within range of the microphone of your phone. Meaning they're listening 24/7. Not only that, they collect ambient noise of the room, the vehicles, the whatever. Anything kind of data that it picks up out of the ambient noise, it's banking that as well. Now, do you still want to call these data centers? They're not data centers. They're surveillance centers. We need to stop calling them data centers. Everyone needs to understand these are not data centers. They are surveillance centers. They are not meant to help you. This is all going to be used against you. There is no upside to this, people. There just isn't. And you can say, well, everybody was doomsday and whenever the Industrial Revolution that came around and everybody thought they were going to lose jobs. Yeah, you're right. And I understand what you're saying. This is different. There's a twist to this that just feels and seems, and if you're being objective about it, is quite evil. AI lies so much already that it's absurd. The things that I've seen it do, the things that I know that it can do, the robots that we're building, I don't know what we're doing. I know that common sense left the chat. Common sense left the chat. I don't know. It's like, and then you got all these companies. I watched a video, and this is what made me think of it, of the CEO, owner of Arizona Tea, right? And the lady was like, why aren't you charging more for your cans of tea? Why is it still 99 cents? Which I just looked at bottles of Arizona, Arizona tea, 99 cents still. And he was like, look, I've not opened the laptop. He's like, I don't check emails. He's like, I don't pay attention to all that stuff. He goes, we own everything. He's like, I can pay my employees well. He's like, we're making profit. The customers are my friends. He's like, I don't need to exploit my friends, more or less. Like that, not a direct quote or anything. But you look at companies that are making, what was it, PlayStation was in the hundreds of billions. It's our fault just as much as it is theirs. Like, we have to say enough is enough. You can't continue to up your prices to the point where hardly anything is obtainable to most people anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I was on TikTok earlier today, and I come across these mini RVs. It started off, what I seen initially was these little golf carts that old folks, like, they would get in their retirement communities, and they would, like, guys would custom build these little Winnebago looking, and just little. They were not functional other than to drive around like a golf cart, right? But that led me down. I watched a few other videos, and I come across a miniature RV, or it was called a mini RV. It had a table in there that was nice, had a nice little kitchenette, little refrigerator, and then it had a bed that you pulled down above the driver and passenger seat. And it was a 2026 model. It was $190,000 for a little mini RV. Was it nice? Yeah, it was pretty nice. Not $190,000. After tax, title, and everything, you'd be well into the 200s for a miniature RV. And it was miniature. It was not big at all. That is unobtainable to most of Americans. Just that in itself. Yes, that's a ridiculous price. If I was to put like a realistic price tag on what I think the thing should be selling for and worth, would be like 50, 60 grand. We got trucks that are 80, 70, 80 grand now. Not base models, but, decent trucks. I don't know what we're doing. Housing prices went crazy. The amount of illegal immigration that we had in the 4 years from COVID start to finish, may as well say, 2020 to 2024, the conservative numbers around 10, 12 million. There's also people say that it's closer to 30 million that came into our country that are undocumented. I don't think most people understand what the trickle-down effect of that actually is. You have 9 people living in one home. Most of them don't know each other from Adam. They're just collectively splitting bills. And the cheapest place they could rent, let's say down in Florida, in the area that they're in, was $1,800 a month for a somewhat modest place to rent. But they get 9 people in there. You got people sleeping on the floor, on the couch. You got 3 bedrooms, let's say. You got 9 people in there, all of them paying $500 a month. And the landlord being happy to take their $500 a month. So you just got a landlord that has one place that they could have rented for $1,800-ish. Now they're getting $4,500 for that one place. And this is happening all over the place. This is happening all over Columbus. I see so much of it up there that it's frightening. And then you have the fact that those same people will go into these lower level jobs that they can get away with working, and they will work for less than the locals that would be working there that need those jobs. I mean, if you got somebody that you can pull in there that's undocumented and you can pay them $10 an hour under the table versus putting somebody on the payroll and paying them 15, 16-ish an hour, on top of that having to pay into Social Security and everything else that the employer has to pay into. It makes sense why. I mean, I'm not saying I don't understand why they're hiring them, but it's driving all wages down. It's driving all cost of living up. We can't continue down this route. We've got to fix it. We've got to fix it, and it's not currently being fixed anymore. And not that it really was before. I mean, I've heard numbers that Obama deported like 10 million people. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I've heard 1 million. I've heard 10 million. I've heard both. He deported a lot of people. But the amount that we need to, just to get back to normal, like whatever that is, or just to get back to pre-COVID levels. So let's just say that, because it's not like there weren't a bunch of people here undocumented before then. It's just we have no idea at all who millions of people that are here right now are. And then I hear people that can't speak English are getting elected as mayors of local towns. Why is that? Why would that be? Because they've moved in an entire population of foreigners that have zero desire to assimilate to American anything. And they're just, especially when you get into like the Muslim crowds that have taken over areas of Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, like entire towns, and they're going to vote for someone that thinks like they do, because they don't have any separation between state and religion. To them, that's all one thing. That's how they operate. It just is. That's fine. Go back to your country and operate that way. I don't care. That's fine. Do it on your own soil. But we cannot allow those things to be going on here. I mean, there's been a plan, as far as they're concerned, to quietly and peacefully take over America for many decades. Like, this is not something that's hard to prove. They've been having yearly meetings about it. Well, the one that I seen, I believe, was from 1987, or maybe it was 97. Regardless, still, that was decades ago. And that was exactly what one of the things that they talked about in the meeting, where that someone went in and got undercover footage, and it was in a documentary that I watched. Gosh, probably, I don't know, 12 to 15 years ago. A long time ago. A long time ago. What are we doing? I keep thinking that and asking that question. What are we doing? I'll tell you this. We used to make it uncomfortable for people that didn't want to assimilate and didn't want to act right. You know, just common courtesy, respect, treat others the way you want to be treated type of situation, right? We used to make it uncomfortable for those people. Now, because of cell phones and cameras everywhere, everyone's scared to death. If they say anything, they'll be canceled and lose their jobs, lose their homes, lose their everything, because we've allowed that type of crap to happen. What do I think about the old lady that talked to the YouTuber that was on Epstein Island? Short assessment, because it's a short video and I don't know, obviously I don't know the woman much. She could very easily be being hyperbolic and speculating, and just, I mean, she could just be saying things just to get a response. I don't necessarily think that's fully what happened there. I think she probably knows more than most people know. And maybe because she's been in part of the inner workings of some of that, some of the people that are involved in that system. That's kind of what my takeaway from it was. And then again, she could be blowing smoke. I don't know. With people like that, it's hard to tell. It's hard to read people that are, they could be fully diabolical. Like they could just be, we're on totally different worlds. That lady's on a whole different world than what I live in and what you live in. You know, everybody's world's different. Everybody's look at the outlook on their area, the entire United States, the entire world. We all look at things differently. The point, I think, is to try to get somewhat on the same page as far as what's best for everybody. And the Epstein thing, man, like it, I watched, who was it? I can't remember who made the video, But I did watch a video about Epstein in general. It was quite a good breakdown of the information that we have available to us, and that has been made available somewhat recently, with the files, that whatever you want to call those. They kept everything that they could still use. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, we the stuff that they could use, never even seen a file folder, never seen an open screen. That the stuff that they can still use is in a place where they can still use it. But I watched this documentary last night, I think it was. This guy started doing a forensic breakdown of the Reddit post. There was a Reddit post, if you're familiar with what happened back in 2019, the day that he was pronounced gone, there was a Reddit post that broke the story an hour and a half before it hit any of the news, like before it hit any of the news terminals, the people, the mainstream media, or anyone. Reddit, somebody got on Reddit, and there was basically a breakdown saying of how he'd gone. And then there was also a post that said that a van showed up and swapped him out and all that, right? I'm sure you guys have heard that. So what that guy did was break down everything from the Reddit post to the actual footage that's available, everything about Epstein. It was a really, really good video. Let me pull it up so you guys, I'll even put a link to it in the chat, because like I said, I watched it last night, so it can't be too far back in my history. But the conclusion that he came to was a little bit open-ended, but also not. That the conclusion was he's definitely gone. He's not living on an island somewhere, or in Israel, or he's not floating around out there anywhere. Now, how he got that way, how he was ended, that is up for debate. There are some pretty suspicious things that went on. Obviously, they were asleep. The cameras were out. There's all these things. The payments that the one guard was getting into her bank account, which she claims was her own money that she deposited. They did not interview them for 2 years after this happened. 2 years. Think about that. That's bananas in itself. That is bananas. Ugh. All right, where's it at? Here it is. It was on 4chan, not Reddit. I don't know why I said Reddit. It was on 4chan. How 4chan... Here, let me just do this. Share. Copy the link. The title of the video is How 4chan Knew That Epstein Was Unalive Before Anyone Else. So the guy is really well informed, but he's also...
You could be approved for $39 per month, full cover.
Very technical with his information and the deep dives that he does. So let me post a link to that. I don't know that you guys will be able to click it, but there it is. There's his video, the 4chan video. So Phoenix says you can feel that something's off about the old lady. I would say it's hard to tell from a short. I would say that she, again, I think she probably knows a little more than most of us about the inner workings of how that stuff goes. What is it? The
documentary, The Man from 3036, has some haunting parallels to stuff that's happening within the past 10 years. Is that, so way back in the day, I'm talking when I first got on the internet type of time, there was a time traveler that ran for U.S. president. And this, back in the day, there was this guy that made a video about him that had like this shoebox of pictures and some other stuff that was apparently from the future, right? I can't remember the guy's name. He's popped up recently in my timeline being talked about again. And there's some pretty weird stuff with that. I can't remember exactly what it was now because it's been a while. I'll tell you another, just since we're on the topic. You guys probably seen it, and I'm still on the fence about this one because I think anything is possible. Okay, I think anything is actually possible. Have you guys seen the Bigfoot that was discovered? I may be able to pull that. No, it's on TikTok. Anyway, 2-3 weeks ago, I want to say, there was a Bigfoot discovered dead in the woods with like, he apparently had been that way for a couple days, and the guy found it because it smelled so bad that he just tracked it down to where it's at, and he's got all kinds of pictures. He sent off everything from hair, even bone and feces to be tested, and the test came back, and they're very interesting. They were like part Neanderthal and something else, and that's very interesting. I must say that if that is true, I just seen this earlier today. If that is true, that's very interesting. Then you also have that other guy that's all over TikTok. Can't remember his name, but he claims to have 15 or 9 full Bigfoots. A couple of them are missing the torso, like he's got their arms and legs. And he's got a foot. Well, I call it a foot, but he says it goes up to about the knee joint. And it's like the foot and the shin bone up to about the knee joint is about that tall on him, which would make this thing about 20 foot tall. It massive. Could it all be complete and total crap? It certainly could be. But it also might not be. I mean, we might be brushing him off, and dude might have, he said it came, his dad got it back in 1958 or 53, one or the other. And, I mean, maybe. What got me started on this, I don't know if you guys saw it, probably a year or two ago, there was a video that went viral of a guy going into a shed that contained a washer and dryer. He went into the shed and didn't come out for, I want to say, 2 or 3 days. And when he came out, he was like 30 years older, 20 years older. It was very interesting. The guy went as far as like, I mean, I want to say he even called the cops and showed him the footage of a guy going in there, and then he also showed everything around the washer and dryer like there was nothing in there. That one left enough to the imagination that it was very interesting. I liked that one. Whether or not it's real or not, we'll likely never know. I think time travel is possible. You saw the full video? Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it. I ran across the guy on TikTok again. Like, it had to be a year later, and I went back through his older videos and posts, and I watched what he showed afterwards and everything.
That's a weird one to me. I don't know. It's just one of those things that's like, it's possible. I think anything is possible. I think there's a lot of weird things happening right now. I don't know if it has anything to do with CERN shutting down or if it's just them screwing with us. When I say them, who is I don't even know. I don't even know who they are anymore. I don't think even the super rich people that we know about, the Rothschilds, the super wealthy families, the what the heck, the royal family, and all those people, right? I don't even think those people aren't the ones actually running stuff. I think there are people above them that will never know their names. That, heck, some of them might even live crazy, modest lifestyles. Who knows? Doubtful, but it's possible. Sometimes even super rich people don't live like they're rich. I know a guy who's got a ton of money. A ton of money. You would never know it. You would never know it. You'd be sitting right next to him, flannel shirt on, smoking a cig, whatever. You'd never know it. Humble, good people. Money doesn't change everyone. You know what I mean? And it doesn't change everyone for the bad either. Most of the time, I would say that it does. Not all, but most. It's not the rule. There are exceptions. I don't know. I think that the topics that we have that are most important in America, we're not focusing on them nearly enough. People's attention spans are far too short. And I think that's created a problem with dealing with actual problems, because it's like they can't keep their attention on it long enough to deal with it, whatever we're talking about. I mean, some things are as simple as stop buying their stuff. Stop. If they're charging entirely too much money for whatever it is, don't buy it. It's, in my opinion, that simple to make change happen. Or if they're doing something egregious that you and most people don't agree with, don't buy their stuff. Don't patronize their establishments or whatever it may be. Change happens much quicker when you take the money out of the equation than it does if you don't. If you just continue like, oh, well, we're going to protest, and you'll get like a handful of people out there protesting. But if everybody just comes together and can work together, we can stop things almost at the snap of a finger. Things will happen so quickly by just not spending your money on whatever it may be. Same thing with the federal income tax too. Let's be honest. If everybody, which I don't know why it's so hard to get everybody on the same page, but our tax dollars have been being misused. Same thing with the Social Security Fund. Don't even get me started on that. But our tax dollars have been used, abused, given away, just fraud, you name it. Why is it so hard for us to get on the same page and just say, you know what? No, we're not paying you this year. Not until you start working for us like you're supposed to. Not until you start doing the things that are in our best interest, collectively. Not in your best interest because you want more power or you want more influence on a certain country or your town, whatever it may be. They have to start doing things that are better for the collective of everyone here in this country. And that hasn't happened, I don't know, probably since, look, we came together after 9/11. Whether 9/11 was what they said it was is besides the point. That's the one time in my life that I have seen unity where all Americans were on the same page and came together. And there was a like-minded energy that came from that was measurable, literally measurable. I've seen stats on this, and they had satellites flying around. Somehow they can measure that type of energy. And it peaked after like 2002, I think, early 2002. 2000 and through there it stayed really high, and then of course things started to drop off. And now look where we're at. We're at a very strange point in history where I don't think any of us know what's going to happen. We can speculate, we can analyze everything that we know and what we think will happen because of the things that we know, but in reality, we are so far off from knowing what is coming. I don't even really think about it too much because what's the point? What's the point? You got the data centers. They're saying those things are going to be obsolete in less than 10 years. Why are we building so many of them if they're going to be that quickly useless? I don't get it. I don't get a lot of things that are happening right now. Well, I do. Some of the whole flock thing, are we moving towards, are they going to shove us into a digital, like a central bank digital currency lifestyle where they know every single thing that you do? You can't put $20 in a birthday card for your grandkids or your kids. You can't do that no more. You can't throw somebody $100 at Christmas time. You'll have to Zelle them, or you'll have to Cash App them, or at PayPal, whatever. This is not what we want. There's no way that anybody in their right mind would want them to have that level of control. They already have way too much, and look what they do with it. It's scary. I mean, of course. We can stop it. I think a big thing right now is getting away from the boomer crowd that is currently running our government. Look at Mitch McConnell. Did he pass away? I heard he passed away. What's he doing still in office? What was Joe Biden doing in office? Like maybe even, I don't know, maybe even Trump at this point. I don't know. I don't want to leave him out because I said the other two. There was a woman, I watched them rolling her in there a few years ago. Who was that? Oh, it was awful. She didn't know where she was at, what she was doing, but yet she still had all this political power. They did the same thing with R.C. Byrd. They rolled him in making votes. And he was the longest serving, never missed a vote. Also, some bad things if you want to go down that route too. He wasn't exactly a good person. The Triple K. He was a big part of that, from what I understand. That was my state representative. For years, during my lifetime. I didn't know all those things back then. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people probably did, but I didn't. I was a kid. Then Manson took over after him. Literally just took over. And then we voted him in. And then he went downhill. He finally bowed out. Mike Crusher Reviews says, "Hi Phoenix, wasn't you looking for a ration a few weeks ago?" I don't remember Phoenix looking for a ration. Maybe so. I miss a lot of the chat stuff, unless I'm talking at the end like this. Phoenix said, "Yeah."
You need to send me an email, Phoenix. I got all kinds of stuff laying around. Plenty of extra stuff. Plenty. I can't wait until I start moving my stuff out of here and into the studio area, which I'm going to simplify the studio plan, the downstairs plan, a lot so I can get it done quicker. It's a pretty cool building as it is, and there will have to be some changes made downstairs to make it work for my studio, but I'm going to do as simple as I can. I think. All right, well, I think I'm gonna hop off here, finish my food. I got a few. I'm gonna heat it up though because it's looking pretty weird. Check it out. Let's look at it because it's looking pretty strange. Beef stew is not looking. I don't know. I don't remember it looking that orange. Kind of weird, but I am gonna finish it. And I'm going to finish my peanut butter and jelly on my bun here. This is probably getting a little stale from setting out. I don't know that I'm going to eat those. They were, I don't know. They're edible, and I'll probably eat them. But yeah, I'm going to finish my food and clean up my mess, feed the raccoons. I'm sure I can't see anything in the sky tonight because it's supposed to be raining. Oh well. There we go. Definitely filmed some stuff the other night when I was home. It's hard to tell what you're looking at though because I don't have anything for a point of reference. There we go. I need to upload some of this stuff for real. I think I just need to upload some of it.
But here lately, I've just come out here and I'm like, nah, I don't care if I see you. And I will not see any. Ball. Right there. Going already. I should have just watched it instead of trying to film it. Dang it. Watched it turn too. Turned right towards me. It was coming right towards me. Look at that. The screen is so bright, that's why I lose track of it whenever I look at it.
Interesting. I thought I had more videos than that. I guess not.
Look at that.
Oh, what was that?
Cool. Look at that. What is that?
Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, cool. This is a new one.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this.
Okay, hi, I see you.
I don't know if I can show this to you. I'll try.
Down here.
Let me back it up and watch this. I don't know how well it'll do off my other camera here, so
Look at that.
the reflection. Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, cool. This is a new one.
It's right here. See that?
Okay. Okay, hi, I see you. Hi. Come on down here.
There, did it again.
We went up that time.
It did it like 3 or 4 times, and then it didn't do it anymore. So it wasn't no plane or nothing. It's hard for you guys to see it. I don't know how. The reflection's horrible. There it is. It'll do it again. Hang on. There it is. It does it one more time. There it is. Anyways, I've watched that happen a few times throughout my time of watching the UFO activity out back. And I do encounter and I've caught them on film plenty of times. I will catch these flashes that look like a camera flash. I don't know how else to describe them other than just these bright flashes that originate from a round point, and I'll get these flashes. Sometimes it'll be once, sometimes it'll be 3 times, which is pretty common. But it's weird. It's really weird. And then probably a month ago, I filmed a very interesting green light ball fly across the sky very, very quickly. That was a cool one. Because I'd never seen something. I've seen a green light before, but this one was very low, very fast, and not far away from me. Like, it followed the river. It was pretty cool. And I got that on film too. So again, that uncommon. I've seen green lights, not caught them on film that I can recall. Me and my buddy, when I was still working at the plant up here, this would have been back in like 2012. Me and him were standing talking. It was me and him standing facing this way, so he was next to me right here, and we're talking to a buddy who's facing us this way. And the sun was setting behind him. It was like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. It must have been, I don't know what time of year it would have been because the sun was almost gone. But we watched this green light up in the sky, and it stayed stationary for, I don't know, 2-ish, 3 seconds, and then we watched it just go straight down. And me and him both were like, holy crap, what was that? And the guy that we were talking to was like, what are you guys looking at? And he turns around, he's already gone. So he didn't get to see it, but me and the guy I worked with saw it. He still, every time me and him get around each, he's like, man, that was crazy what we saw that day. I've seen so much that is so much crazier than that at this point, that wasn't a huge event now. At the time, that was, it was like, wow, that was crazy, and we talked about it a good bit. But now I've had so much stuff happen, and so I've seen so much that is a tiny blip in the collection of interactions, or whatever you want to call them, sighting, whatever you want to call them, that I've had. So anyway, this was a pretty cool one, actually. I forgot about even capturing this. And on the same one right here, I get one of the what I call a drone fly through right after the flashing. Ooh, it looks way cooler whenever oh wow, check this out. Watch when I fast forward through it. You should be able to see it. It's not focusing. It's me moving, it's not the light, I don't think. I think maybe it moves. And it's out of focus. It's definitely out of focus. It looks more like a Morse that way. I mean, I certainly do believe that it's possible that they are trying to somewhat communicate with us. I get it. I come across this old guy on TikTok,
and he firmly believes in, and he films them all the time. As long as there's not cloud cover out, he catches them. And there are certain times of night that they're more active than others, same as it is for me. And he just, like, the reason I'm even bringing this up is because of what you just said, because he just said that recently. He said he thought they were trying to do some sort of communication. And I thought, maybe? I mean, maybe? I don't know. I think that contact has been made a long time ago with whatever this is. I think that a lot of that's been hidden or kept away from us. And then the people that have talked typically aren't believed because there have been hoaxers that have come out. And then it's just like they ruin it for everybody because they, like, now you're just not going to believe it because this guy made crap up the last time you seen something. Like, oh yeah, that guy faked everything. One of the instances that I'm on the fence about is the guy that found I don't know if you guys have ever seen a story. I could pull it up. I can't remember his name, but he was out in the woods with his dog, and his dog was ripped apart by this little alien. And he was ripped apart, and then his dog turned to dust or charred, like, I don't know, just disappeared. That's what he said. And then he hit it in the head with a stick, apparently, while he was distracted with the dog stuff or something, before the little alien could get him. And then he found his ship hovering, which was like a triangle-shaped ship. And there's this, like, 90s, I would say, like late 90s, early 2000s video. I don't know if it was VHS or mini disc or what it was, but he filmed this stuff, and then he had the little alien and stuff. I'm on the fence whether or not that was real or if this guy's blowing smoke. He's pretty convincing. And then if you take in what Bob Lazar has said and done and said that he's seen, I believe Bob. I do. And I feel like if he wasn't telling the truth, that he would have gotten found out a long time ago, or something would have broke with his story, and it never has. So yeah, I think it's that communications are definitely, that's a possibility that they could be trying to do that. I don't know why they just don't come down here though, or whatever it is. And I think there's also intelligent energy that probably used to be a large part of human existence on Earth, and it just isn't anymore. It was good for us or something. I don't know. Why did we take copper pipes out of our house again, by the way? Can anybody, like, what was the problem with having copper pipes? Copper doesn't really go bad or corrode to the, like, if it's hooked up properly, like, it could last pretty much indefinitely, if I'm not mistaken. And apparently there's a lot of upsides to copper. I'm not familiar enough with Morse code to be able to determine whether or not it is or not, but I have other videos as well of similar instances. I have some where I have the camera on a tripod, so you can tell that it's not moving. And again, like, some of the flashes are they're like a camera flash. They're bright, and I don't know, like, you can see it lights up an area around it because the source is much smaller than what the light obviously spreads out to be. I see interesting stuff, man. Like, I don't think I'm unique. I think maybe my area is very unique. I don't know. But I feel like if everybody looked up as much as I do, you'd probably see stuff. I could be wrong. Again, my area may be crazy active or I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe I need to go somewhere else and start looking really hard. Like, spend a few weeks on vacation somewhere and see if I see anything there. Because, I mean, I know there's been hot spots in Jersey and down in Florida. One well, around Vegas and a couple in California as well that I've heard of. But, and of course the ranch, the Skinwalker Ranch. And then the other ranch that was right next to it that they did a TV show about, that my field producer was a big part of that show. That guy that was on that show, the reason that show's not still on is because he unalived somebody and is in prison right now or something. I want to say, like, pretty crazy. Blind, yes, that's the one my field producer was on. Yes. I wonder if I don't know if it's me. It could be. I'm not ruling anything out. But I also wonder if somebody else... Look, here's what I'm going to tell you. Real quick. There is a time period where my sky is way more active than any other time, as long as it's clear outside, from about 10 o'clock to about 11:30 or so, 11:30. That time period right there, especially around the 10:30 time, 10:45, they'll be everywhere. And I mean everywhere. This is a regular occurrence. And I know this because I have demonstrated this to my neighbors and people, like one guy I just met recently, because random situation put us together. I was trying to get a shed for my mom so that she had somewhere to put trash, because she doesn't have trash service because her neighbor are POS. They don't take care of their animals. They don't take care of their dogs. It makes me sick. I've tried to talk my mom into let me just buy the food and you just feed them. Just feed the dogs. I'll pay for the food. You just feed them. She doesn't want to do that. I mean, we shouldn't have to do that. But at the same time, like, I can't stand that those dogs are going hungry. Anyway, I demonstrated that this time period being super duper active to my neighbors and people that I've just met. And they didn't believe me, the people that I just met. And I was like, and it was close to that time. I said, let's just hang out. Let's see what we see. And exactly what I said was going to happen, happened. And he was like, holy crap, I can't, of course, the whole, people that have never seen it before, they go through the process of like, this is real, what's happening, all that. I've been through that years ago. But yeah, I'd be interested to see if it, I'm not going to know if it's following me or not. Somebody else would have to take over looking when I'm not there. I don't think it's following me. I don't think so. But I have tried to explain this to my mom. You guys are going to think that I'm crazy. At this point, I have to just say, okay, whatever. But I notice it all the time. It could be this way right now if I go outside. But there will be, like, say it's a cloudy night. Say it's mainly a cloudy, rain coming in, whatever. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times I can go outside and there will be an open space where I can see, and it'll be just as clear as day, like as clear as a night sky above me. See the stars, everything above me. Not a perfect circle or anything, but there'll be an open space here right above where I live. I don't understand that because it happens all the time. It probably happens, I don't know, 5 out of 7 times that it's super cloudy out, there will be an open spot here. And in turn, food doesn't go bad here, especially bread, for some reason. And I know everybody's having like prolonged bread situations, not like what I got going on. Not even close. I can tell you, I've kept a loaf of bread in there for a year. I have it right now. I can go get it. I have it. I've done this for a reason, because when's it going to go bad? What is going on? I don't get it. What's causing this bread to not go bad? Is this prolonging my life, or is this shortening my life? Whatever this is that's happening, I don't know. It's just good. Like, since the bread's not going bad, does that mean I'm not like going bad as well? I mean, I know it's a stupid like theory, but what's happening here? I don't know. I know how crazy it sounds, and I know I shouldn't even be saying this out loud, but I already did. I can take this live stream down. I don't know. These are the things that I think about. I'm like, what is this? It's odd to me. It doesn't make sense. Other people notice it that live right here, that I've told, like, hey, you need to watch this and pay attention to this, but they don't pay attention to it probably nowhere near as much as I do. Underwood, Indiana, I don't see anything like that really playing for myself. Wow, you don't see nothing at all. Do you go outside during that? Like, that 1 hour is so insanely active here. And I do have films, probably maybe even on this thing. I just started using this very recently, and I'd have to go back to the beginning and see, because I did film a little bit with this at the very beginning when I started first using it. Let me see here. I could tell you when. So April 6th was the first time I took a video on this phone. And let's see what I see here. What am I looking at? I need to brighten the phone up, I know that. Oh, yeah, right there was one that just disappeared right in front of us. Okay. All right, hang on. Watch right here. In this area right here. That just lit up.
Oh, wow.
It's blurry for you guys. And it just, poof.
It just disappeared.
Disappeared.
What the? I hope I caught that.
I'm sorry, but you can't see it very well because of this stupid,
What was that?
me holding it in front of the camera like this.
Wow, is it active?
Maybe if I do it on the front.
Just stay focused on whatever that was.
Nope, that's going to be 10 times worse. See, the only way I could show you is to upload it.
Looky there.
That was a good one, though.
Wow.
And then it just, poof, goes away.
It just disappeared. What the? I hope I caught that.
That was one of the plasma balls that I see. It was just very close. Unusually close.
Is it active?
I must have filmed some other stuff before this. Let me see. Anyway, yeah. So I got the stuff. I got mountains of evidence, or whatever you want to call it, film, whatever, of stuff that I've captured. All different types of stuff. One of the coolest ones I feel like I have that is very easy to see, and I think someone with a little bit more, like somebody who has a really good editing software could brighten. That's all I want them to do is brighten it up so you could see more contrast of the actual craft versus the dark background. I filmed something that looked, to my eyeballs, basically exactly like that, except it had a light on each end. It was that exact shape. It was a little bit more, like, see how it was a little bit more rounded on the end, along, like, I don't know, it was more, not quite as blunt on the end, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It was a little more domed on the end. See how that's kind of flat? Kind of flat. It was a little more domed. That that's a cool capture. I've had more exciting and crazy experiences, but that one I've got on camera, and you, like, me in person looking at it, I can see it on my phone, and I watch it come in, kind of cockeyed at me, kind of like this, and then it gets almost right over top of me, and I realize what I'm seeing, and then it changes directions and goes towards Ohio. That was a cool one. That was definitely a cool one. Only ever seen that once. The only time I ever seen what I would consider to be a cigar-shaped metallic thing. I seen it once and I captured it. Got lucky. Because you can hear me when I first start filming. I say, I didn't think I was going to see anything tonight, and then I see this. I was like, I was ready to give up because I'd been out there for, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour, hadn't seen anything, and then here comes this thing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's a good one. I've got a bunch of good stuff though. I haven't even went through. I've erased stuff because I ran out of space. That sucks. That really sucks having to do that. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get off here and finish my food, and then clean my mess up. So, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. If you're curious about what's going on around here, look up the Siders family and the 16 kids, the Meigs County murder case with he was the boyfriend, and then the girlfriend and her mom and dad got arrested, and they got like, whew, man, mountain of charges on them, tons of charges on them. And then the Parkersburg crazy fire that happened right up the road. Like, all this stuff's been on. I've been seeing it on national news, so it's crazy how much stuff like that's happening right here, right now. And then, of course, the data center's also making news. Saw that today too. So, for bad reasons. Hopefully, that's the reasons. What I saw today is going to shut it down for a while, or maybe permanently. That'd be great. Love to see those guys get locked up in some legal process for the next couple of years, not be able to do anything, and then just move on, leave it alone. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. Thanks to my patrons. Thanks to you guys, everybody that's hung out, been in and out, whatever. Don't forget that thumbs up or down, either way. Just give Google their feedback. They love that. And yeah, I'll probably take this live stream down. So, all right.